The Galactic Council chamber fell silent as Ambassador Itziar stepped forward, her footsteps echoing against the crystalline floors. Around her, representatives from 100 worlds shifted uneasily in their seats. The Vrex Empire had issued its ultimatum: surrender Earth's outer colonies or face annihilation. Humanity's forces are laughable, hissed Commander Zrathok, his scaled head tilting with predatory confidence. Your fleet numbers less than 300 vessels. Our armada alone commands 2,000 warships. Surrender now and we shall be merciful. Itziar smiled, a small dangerous expression that made several delegates lean back. Commander, before we discuss surrender, I believe humanity owes the Council an apology. Confusion rippled through the chamber. Miguel, standing beside her in his crisp military uniform, activated the holographic display between them. An apology? The Vrex commander's voice dripped with contempt. Yes, Itziar continued, her voice calm and measured. You see, when humanity first petitioned to join the Galactic Council 70 years ago, we were asked to disclose our military capabilities. We were honest about our active fleet, the 300 ships you've so thoroughly catalogued. She paused, letting the silence build. However, we may have omitted certain assets, in the interest of not alarming the Council, of course. Miguel's fingers danced across the control panel. The hologram shifted, displaying what appeared to be a debris field near Jupiter's orbit. For the past 2 centuries, Itziar explained, humanity has maintained what we call the reserve. Warships that predated our spaceflight. Vessels we continued to build even as we reached for the stars. Impossible, barked a delegate from the Thessian Collective. No species maintains pre-FTL vessels. They're obsolete, worthless, obsolete? Miguel spoke for the first time, his voice carrying a sharp edge. Perhaps by your standards. But humans have a saying, if it isn't broken, don't fix it, and we never throw anything away. The hologram zoomed in on what the Council had dismissed as space junk, twisted metal and ancient satellites. Then the perspective shifted. What they had assumed were derelict structures began to move. Camouflage panels fell away like shedding skin. Ancient dreadnoughts, their hulls scarred by centuries of cosmic radiation, emerged from their hiding places. They had been there all along, dormant, waiting, positioned around every major human world and trade route. This is a trick, Zrathok snarled. Those relics cannot possibly be functional. Commander, Itziar said softly, these relics are our finest achievement. Each one is a piece of living history, continuously upgraded, maintained by generations of engineers who dedicated their lives to preserving them. Miguel expanded the view. More ships appeared, carriers that predated the Council itself, battleships built when humanity still fought wars among themselves, submarines converted for void warfare, their nuclear arsenals replaced with plasma cores but their original frameworks intact. The Eisenhower, Miguel named them one by one, his voice reverent. Commission 2157. The Yamato, rebuilt from her original schematics, launched 2089. The Bismarck, the Enterprise, the Zhenghe, ships whose names echo through human history, preserved and perfected. A holographic counter appeared beside the display. 2,147 vessels and counting. Impossible, someone whispered. No one could hide a fleet that size. You weren't looking for them, Itziar replied. You saw what you expected to see, a young species with a modest fleet. You never questioned why we insisted on maintaining historical sites throughout our system. Why we built museums in orbital space. Why we kept sending crews to preserve old satellites and stations. The display shifted again, showing the interior of one such vessel. Despite their age, the ships bristled with modern weapons systems, their ancient armor plating reinforced with contemporary alloys, their outdated reactors replaced with fusion cores that burned hotter than stars. Humans are sentimental creatures, Miguel continued, his expression hard. We name our ships after heroes, after cities, after concepts we hold dear. And we never ever abandon them. Every ship in the reserve has been rebuilt dozens of times. New engines, new weapons, new systems, but always the same hull, the same name, the same soul. Zrathok's confidence had evaporated. His claws scraped against his seat's armrests. This changes nothing. Our forces are still, your forces are surrounded, Itziar interrupted. 3 minutes ago, Every vessel in the reserve received activation codes. They're moving into position now. Your armada at the border? There are 80 human warships within firing range, ships that have been playing dead in nearby asteroid fields for the past decade. The hologram showed real-time footage. Ancient vessels, their weapons hot, emerged from hiding places throughout the sector. They moved with practiced precision, formations perfected over centuries of simulation and drill. But why? Demanded the Thessian delegate. Why hide this strength? Itziar's expression softened slightly. Because we learned our lesson, counselor. Before we reached the stars, humanity nearly destroyed itself. We learned that showing all your strength invites conflict. The strong prey upon the weak, but they respect those who appear weak while being strong. She gestured to the display. These ships represent every era of human warfare, every lesson we learned in blood. We preserve them not just as monuments, but as a promise. A reminder that we remember where we came from, what we're capable of, and why we must always be ready. Miguel stepped forward. The council asked us to disclose our active military fleet. We did. These ships weren't active, they were sleeping. But humanity never forgets how to wake them. Commander Zarathok rose slowly from his seat. Around him, his advisors whispered urgently. The math was simple and brutal. The Vrex Armada was powerful, but against a force nearly 3 times their size, composed of ships that had been maintained and upgraded for centuries. The Vrex Empire, he said carefully, his voice stripped of its earlier arrogance, wishes to reconsider our position. Itziar nodded graciously. We hoped you might. Humanity seeks peace, Commander. We always have. But we learned long ago that peace requires strength, and strength requires sacrifice. These ships are our sacrifice. Generations of resources poured into maintaining them just in case we ever needed them. She smiled again, warmer this time. We're grateful we finally got to show them off, though we hope this is the last time we'll need to. As the council dissolved into urgent discussions and the Vrex delegation hurried toward the exits, Miguel leaned toward Itziar. Think they'll ever threaten us again? Itziar watched the ancient warships on the display, vessels that had sailed Earth's oceans and now sailed her stars, eternal guardians reborn again and again. No, she said quietly, because now they understand what every human already knows. We keep what matters. We remember, and we never stop building. Above Earth, the Constitution fired her engines, 300 years old and eternal, ready once more to defend humanity's future.